What's up, guys? It's Brian from Ashford Hub. It's about 9:26 a.m. February 16th, 2018. That's 9:26 a.m. Eastern Time. Coming to you with a brand new trading video. This one's going to be on Bitcoin, and we made a lot of Bitcoin videos in the past. I haven't really made many altcoin videos, but we will try to pick up on that in the next few days or so. Just working on a whole bunch of other stuff too. So, but first, before we get into it, hit subscribe, hit notification bell. Upvote and re-steam if you guys are on Steemit or DTube. If not, the links are down below. And yeah, let's get right on into it. So we have a daily chart specifically on Bitcoin right now. This is Bitcoin Bitstamp on the Bitcoin on the Bitstamp exchange. And a few things I just want to note real quick here. Okay, QQE indicator has gone bullish from at least a few days ago, to say the least. The second thing is that volume is dropping off. You can see that right here. Okay, not sure how much time we have in this particular candle, but it's something that we have to. I want to take a look at, because if that's the case, then it may be an indication or a further indication that the market possibly is going to come back down. It's also looking like as if it's creating a doji, but there is still quite a lot of trading left over. So. But this is something we look at, throughout the day. Next thing I want to show you is that, where are we right now? Where did the market end? The market topped out right around here. Let's call it about 10,300. And where does this line end up? Well, it ends up right along a lot of this noise right here. Okay. It also happens to end right about the top of this candle right here. And this is quite bullish. That it made such a strong run so quickly. This is a lot of congestion. This is a lot of resistance to overcome in any bullish market, in any type of bullish market, regardless of how bullish it actually is. So it makes sense that it's taking a pause here, and possibly a little bit more than a pause. So let's kind of zoom in here a bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at let's take a look on the hourly charts. Might as well. So the market has overnight has sold off. Let me pull this down here real quick. The market has sold off from the top. That I think is the last time we had spoken last. And what's interesting to note is that this hammer, it's a candle pattern, and that's going to be actually our first trading video. It's going to be specifically on candle patterns and how to read them properly. And this is a bullish signal, and we could see, at least on the short term, that this has run up. So it has run up for 3 candles. Now this is not something that say it's going to run up, another 1,000 points, but at least on the near term, you notice that it's running up here. The next thing I want to show you is this Fibonacci retracement. And so what we're doing is we're taking the retracement from the beginning of the wave. That's the way in which you utilize it with Elliott wave theory. And the reason why I'm stuttering is because of the fact that what I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video was the fact that we're going to show you guys a different indicator, a new indicator, a new prop. The reason why I call it new is new probably to a lot of people that are out there. It's a twist on a traditional indicator, but I think you guys will like it quite a bit. So we're gonna mention that towards the end once we get through all this. So, like I said, the Fibonacci, we start Fibonacci at the bottom of the wave, and we run it up to where the top that it made right here. And what are the things that we noticed? We noticed that the market kind of came down, and it stopped specifically at the 23.6 level. Let's call it about 9,700 approximately. Okay, it's actually 9,716 is where the market came down, but as far as the level is concerned, it's about 9,722 on the 23.6% Fibonacci. And that is, we want to see that. Why do we want to see that? We want to see that because when the market doesn't adhere to Fibonacci all that well, it's not all that. It just makes it that much more difficult to predict. So That's the first thing I want to mention. The next thing I want to mention is, well, where could we possibly, where could be like the next support zone? I'd imagine that we're going to have a bit more of a sell-off than we're having right now, because this is the you know, the fourth wave of a larger wave count. And the fourth wave of a larger wave count, in other words, a correction that's coming off of the large 3 wave, tends to be of a larger type of correction. It's usually not as small as what you find from like the correction coming from a 1, in other words, a 2 wave. So I'd imagine we're gonna probably come down to a lower level. But what type of resistance are we running into? We're running into resistance of this line right here, which is the top of this channel line. And another thing I want to mention too is this blue line that we had drawn, which comes from these tops right here. What I want to show you guys is, yeah, this is kind of cool. This is like an expanding triangle, okay, or like an expanding channel, where you have the bottom line is this blue line right here, and then you have the blue, this darker blue line right here, because really the channel kind of started like right here, right? So you know, I mean, yeah, this is valid here as well too. It just depends the way in which you want to look at it. But now we're seeing that this is more of the valid type of resistance line, and we see that the market, you know, the market has pierced a touch above it, right? It pierced up here. It came back down here, right? And pierced up here, and it came back down here. This is a tweezer formation right here. And again, we're going to go over all this, but throughout tutorials, which I'm making. But yeah, and then the market ran up, and then it you know, couldn't pierce above it all too much, and then it came back down. And remember, we on the Fibonacci expansion tool that we used yesterday, we had said this makes a lot of sense as to why this is a top. And market has come down to that 23.6 that we had mentioned. It's rallied up. We had a hammer candle right here, and it's now running back up again. Okay, so maybe this is some sort of triangle formation that comes down. Maybe this, you know, this fourth wave that I drew right here could possibly kind of be like a top of a triangle formation. One of the things I want to mention as well is that look at the volume. Look at the volume right here. Okay, boom, volume. Right. It's another reason why we want to go ahead and possibly start looking for some sort of a triangle formation somewhere. You know, maybe this right here. You know, we can actually draw this, you know, to be more like this right here. You know, this is kind of where it really hits. This is probably a better way to go ahead and draw this anyway. Where now this is becoming support. Okay, so there's a few different things going on at the same time, right? Then you also have like another expanding, smaller, you know, triangle right here, right? So a lot of cool things going on at the same time that we need to look at, literally at the same time. So where could the market possibly go down from here? Well, obviously we like this level right here that we've been talking about for a long time of 9,500. I do think it can get there. I definitely do think it can get there without a doubt. And really, it's not going to be like a major like sell-off or anything else like that. It's just going to be a nice healthy correction. And it's get down to the tops right here. But another thing I want to go ahead and show you guys is, let's delete this. Yes, I do delete things. Is this. And it's not so pretty. Okay, but everything doesn't need to be pretty. Here. Okay, so what do we see? We see a retracement level of 23.6 on the larger count here. Okay, remember we're coming down from this bottom right here. Okay, this is a much larger count, which I don't really have here. But I mean, basically, you have a 1. Yeah, you have a 1. You have a 2. Okay, you have a 3, which is, you know, all the way up over here. Okay, you have a 4, and then, you know, we're often running even more. So that's another count right there. But you know, let's take it from the 1, you know, 2, and then this is basically the first wave of the three wave, of the much larger three wave that's here. Okay, this is the first wave of that. Yeah, so what do we see? We see that okay, it comes to the top right here, and we see 23.6 is at about 9,264, which, hey, you know something, that's totally a cool level, right? I mean, this is a level that it basically hits the top of this top right here. Okay, it also, you know, is you know, it's you know, part of this congestion level right here. And as we come across, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can make another case that it's, you know, it hits these bottoms right here. So it is something that maybe we need to just kind of keep an eye out for, right? Also, at the same time, we see a lot of congestion right here. Okay. So that possibly could be another level. Another level that we possibly could see too is, let me delete this, is the tops right here. And I think this is more of a significant level than that Fibonacci level I mentioned before. The reason why is because Fibonacci levels usually are taken from, like, you know, termination points of waves of the same size. In other words, waves of the same order. So when we're kind of like mixing things, we're kind of comparing apples and oranges right there, where we're kind of, you know, measuring from the bottom right here to the top right here. Okay, it's kind of mixing apples with oranges, but sometimes it makes sense to go ahead and take a look at that, because coincidentally, if it happens to coincide with something else that's major, well, that can add to the strength of that major level. So, yeah, this level right here could possibly be another support level. That's about 9,000. Okay, and this comes predominantly from the tops of these right here. Okay, now with that said, we see a ton of money coming into the market. A ton of money coming in the market. You also see, this is on an hourly basis, we see the QQE indicator. It's kind of hooking back up, right? So, you know, by all means, this thing could take a further run up. This would mean that this is a very short correction for this count, and I don't really foresee that that the fifth wave really is up here somewhere. You know, I really do believe that this is the fifth wave right here, of this smaller count right here, because of this sell-off, primarily. You know, this is one of the major sell-offs that has happened, you know, within this long bullish run right here. So, you know, there's all sorts of corrective forms that we could have coming on over here. I mean, this could be an A. You know, we could have a B that comes up here, and then we could have a C that comes down, right? I mean, that's very well could be the case. So, so that's pretty much it for right now on counting Elliott waves and, you know, predictions and the like. So let's get into the indicator section that I wanted to talk about. This kind of new indicator section. It's not new. It is. Let me pull it up real quick for you guys. Okay, so we're going to be using this and this, yeah, RSI. Now I know I don't use this in my analysis, because I really don't use RSI all that much. I used to use it a lot more when I was day trading. But when I was day trading, I was doing a lot more type of wave analysis type stuff. And so wave analysis has to do a lot with Laguerre. So, you know, Google it, whatever else you got to do. Laguerre did a lot of work on wave analysis. And RSI basically takes into consideration the waves as measured by Laguerre. Laguerre is also has an indicator that is just Laguerre by itself, but you have to be pretty advanced in order to go ahead and use that. And actually, TradingView doesn't have it. I wanted to show you guys it, but TradingView does not have it. So, but the code, I think, is pretty open source. So I believe, you know, if you're familiar with coding, you can go ahead and code it directly into into TradingView. I forgot what they use exactly, but anyway, so I forgot what language they use exactly, but anyway, so I think it's Perl or something like that. So anyway, so how do we like to use it? So, you know, it's really good for a lot of different types of things, and it actually happens to be really good for a lot of different types of things that RSI itself is not good for. So RSI is really not good for like stuff like this, right? Stuff in the middle, right? And Laguerre actually is a true oscillator. In other words, it swings from 0 to 1. Okay, it swings from 0 to 1, and I believe its average is actually, you know, 0.5. I believe it's. I believe it's a true. It's a true oscillator. So it's really good for picking things up like this. So you see the Laguerre, you know, came down here. I'm just eyeballing the chart. You know, kind of shooting from the hip here. So, but you see, like, okay, here. So you don't really know what's going on with RSI. Yeah, you can go ahead and start making a guess, but you could start doing like you know, trend analysis on this, but that's just adding another lagging indicator on top of a lagging indicator. Don't forget, RSI is a lagging indicator. What Laguerre tends to do is it tends to be slightly leading, okay, or it's not as lagging as RSI is by itself. The reason being is because it's a wave indicator, okay. It tries to measure the waves, and if you know anything about waves, if you kind of know where you are, then you kind of know a bit about where you're going. Very simply put. So, so here you could see that, okay, yeah, this is oversold, right? And then you see that it kind of, you know, kinked up, and you know, it was a good you know, indication of the market, you know, looking to move up again. And yeah, this is something that we do look at. We definitely do look at it, but it's, you know, we don't look at it all that much because you know, we tend to be doing a little more swing trading, which it is good for. But you know what I tend to do, I don't like to look at a lot of indicators at the same time. You can really get yourself really mucked up. So, you know, honestly, 3-4 indicators and Elliott waves and candle analysis and a bunch of really other cool stuff that I'm going to teach you guys is really all you really need, and it's really all a human really can take. Believe me, I'm pretty much as fast as they pretty much come, and can process a lot of information at once. But it's, you know, after just about all that, especially in fast-moving markets, it's really all you can take. So. So yeah, so now what are we seeing right now? Okay, yeah, okay, so now Laguerre has bottomed out right here. RSI really wouldn't tell you that. Yeah, you can start counting Elliott waves actually in RSI. Yeah, that's definitely a valid thing to do without a doubt. But you know, it's a lot easier just to glance over to something and say, hey, is it in oversold territory or is it not? And here, according to Laguerre, it is. So now we're seeing that the market is moving up again. One of the other good things that it's really good for is in combination with not only Elliott waves, but with RSI itself. So for example here, okay, so we see Laguerre, okay, it said, okay, there's kind of like a bottom over here, and there's a bottom over here, okay, and yeah, you know, you could on Elliott wave basis, you know, you can count this A, B, C, right? And then you know that there's probably going to be some sort of a motive wave off of that, right? So you can get an idea from over here as far as an entry is concerned. Is it truly oversold or not? But here with RSI too, you know, using it in conjunction with RSI, right? So, you know, RSI has come up, right? And the market continued to come up here. So you have, like, you know, you have yourself your 1, a 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Or you can have a, you know, a 1, 2, you know, 3, 4, 5, right? But sometimes you don't really know exactly where things are going to end until they actually do end. And you can see here with regards to Laguerre was showing very bullish for quite some time. It kinked down right over here, right, which is actually pretty good. I mean, if you're going to get into a short position from a swing basis over here, I mean, taking it down, you know, all the way down to here. I mean, this is really great stuff, right? So, but at the same time, if you want it to be super, you know, razor sharp, you know, one of the things you could add on to it is actually the RSI indicator itself, where you could see it peaked right here, right? It peaked right here. So yeah, okay, that confirmed with Laguerre. Okay, it peaked also right here as well, and it peaked right here too. Okay, so if you're going to be laddering things in, well, yeah, I mean, this is a freaking amazing ladder. It does not get any better than that. If you're looking for anything better than that, then it does not exist, I'm telling you. So yeah, it's a great indicator. I think you guys should really check it out. I'm not going to really get into it much more here, you know, probably with my training videos. I'm going to, but yeah, I wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up on it. I thought it was kind of a cool sweetener to the video, to say the least. So with that, I think we're going to leave it there. And yeah, happy trading. Speak to you soon.